Let's talk about pie charts. Pie charts are a little bit harder to do than the bar and line, but mostly from a formatting point of view. So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to show you this new feature, which is called Show Me. So if you click that, it will expand this menu. You can actually move it around if you want it somewhere else. I don't know anyone who does. And if you want to get rid of it, just press that X and you can just bring it back and forth like so. What we want to do is we want to build a pie chart. I found that instead of building it from scratch like we do with some of the other visualizations, it's actually easier to build it using this Show Me for this particular one. What we do is if you hover over Show Me, in fact, if you hover over any of these, it will tell you what you need. I can't actually highlight it while I'm in here, but if you look just underneath where the text is, where it goes one or more dimensions, one or two measures, that actually tells you how many fields of data you need to create that visualization. So here it says one or more dimensions, one or two measures. So let's go ahead and pick that. If I select quantity and then hold Control on my keyboard, and we're going to pick one of the dimensions. So remember, the blue ones are dimensions, the green ones are measures. Let's do region. So I've selected two, and notice that on the Show Me, some of them have now become available. What this tells me is these ones I can create instantly. So if I create this pie chart, it builds it for me instantly, and it does all the setup for me. I don't have to worry about it. This is perfect for beginners. You can do this for all the other visualizations too. So let me clear this and show you the other ones. So we're going to use this clear button right here. Let's say I want to do a packed bubble, one of my favorites. Packed bubble, it says one or more dimensions, one or two measures. Let's do that. Let's say I want to see sales. Packed bubbles are really good for when you have a lot of points. If you have like 2 points, it's just two bubbles. Doesn't really give you much value. It's really good for when you have a lot of points. So let's say I have the city, where we have lots of individual cities. You can see the packed bubble is now available. So we click that, boom, and we have this really awesome looking packed bubble. It is not super formatted. It is just the basic packed bubble. So we can actually, using that same color method we've done in some other videos, we can color this. So let's say I want to see this by region. I can get region and drop it into color. And it's so easy to build. In 2 seconds, you can do that. Let's try a hierarchy. We will be going into packed bubbles in a lot more detail later on. This is just to show you this, Show Me. So let's try the tree map. Let's say I want to do one or more dimensions, one or two measures. Let's do quantity. And then I'm going to do, let's do state. Oh, hang on. Quantity, I have to hold Control on the keyboard. State. And what we're going to do is we're going to add one more dimension. Let's add region. And then let's click on this tree map right here. And it's actually created the tree map. You'll notice with this one that there's gaps. That gap is the region. If I add the color in here, get a drawing tool. If I add the color into region, you can see each individual region and then each individual state within that region, all sized to tell you, wow, this is the biggest one. Again, we'll be doing tree maps later on, but this is just to show you how easy it is to build. If you're excited and you want to start using these now, by all means, by all means. Let's get back into pie charts. I'm going to select sales, and then we're going to do region. We're going to select pie chart, and we have the most basic pie chart. I wish Tableau does a little bit more with when you select this, that it should already have labels in there as a default, because very rarely will you show a pie chart just like this. Because you can have this legend. The problem with a legend and a pie chart is you have to refer from one to the other. And that's where mistakes happen. Because if two of these are similar blues and someone looks at it, that's where a mistake can happen. And, in some cases, multi-million-dollar mistakes because of bad decision making, because of bad visualization. Visualization is really just the transportation of information, right? Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to add some more things to this. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this setting to go entire view. When you build a visualization, any visualization, it will build it in the smallest space available. It won't take up the entire thing. So we can change this by selecting this option and going entire view, and it will use up the entire space. Most of the time, that's what I use. Go entire view, and it's now taking it up. The other reason I do that for pie charts is Tableau has this very interesting approach to labels, which I love. If I add a label here for the regions, which is I'll just go through it real quickly. You can see that they've appeared. When you have more slices, let's say I do subcategory. Let's say I have something like that. When I put subcategory in the label and we go back to the standard view, not all of them will display because Tableau wants to keep it clean. And when labels start to overlap, it looks really ugly. You can't read it. You'll notice if you've done Microsoft Excel visual, pie charts or any chart, it'll just throw all the labels in whether they overlap or not. It doesn't look very good. And that is why we go entire view, so then we can see the entire, like you can see all the labels, you can see all the formatting, making sure it looks really good for when we get to dashboard mode. Let's go back a few steps. I'm going to use the undo button right here. And we are now back to that region setting with entire view. We're going to add a few things. Typically, I add the label, so the color of each one, not the color, the name of the color of each one, how many is in each one in terms of what the value is, and then a percentage. Those are very easy to do in Tableau. First, we're going to add region. We take this region from here because that's what we're using for the color, as you can see here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this region and we're going to drop it into label. And label allows us to put labels in. So we're going to take that, we'll do it slowly, drop it into label. You want to make sure you see it, change color, and there we have the region. We can add more labels to this. I'm using sum of sales, as you can see here, so we can grab sales again, drop it into label, and there we have it. If we want to do a percentage, we take this label that we've added, which you can see there's a letter T here, which means it's a label. We can right click, go to quick table calculation and go percent of total. Quick table calculations is an entire section on its own. So when you get to, I think it's an intermediate section, I cover every single one in extreme detail. But for basic pie charts, this is the only one you're going to really be using. And as a beginner, it's really the only one you're going to be using besides the running total and maybe moving average. Let's go quick table and we go percent of total. And you can see straight away it's changed it to a percentage. If you add this up, it equals 100%. 3.1, 2.9, 9.54, 30.1. Okay, yep, it's 100%. That's how good I am in math. No, I'm not. There we have it. And then what we're also going to add is a number. So we take the sales again and drop it into label. The reason we do label, percentage, and then label again is because you can't add two labels at the same time. Sometimes it gets a bit funny. So you do label, convert it to a percentage, and then add another label, and you can see the number underneath. If we want to customize this, we click on this label, and you'll see these three dots. Open that up, and we can do customization to what we've just visualized. We can move things around, add things. We can make this one, let's say 12. I want it bold. I want the percentage to be in brackets, so we can just add brackets like so. And I also want this to be red. If we want to preview what this looks like, we can just click preview. And that's what the label looks like. We hit apply. And there we have a properly and nicely formatted pie chart. That's how you do pie charts. Hope you enjoyed. See you at the next video. Thanks for watching the video. If you want to learn the entire Tableau platform, consider enrolling into my course. It's one of the highest ranking courses on Udemy, and enrolling today, you'll be joining the almost 200,000 students that have enjoyed my courses over the years. Thanks again for watching and hope to see you in the course.